Hello again, it's the Wellness Doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Clark from Marketplace Chiropractic Wellness Center. And April is our Creating Wellness Celebration Month. We have remodeled our office, we've expanded, we're looking forward to being able to serve you in more ways. And during the month of April, we want to talk about creating wellness and 4 categories of wellness: be fit, eat right, think well, and get adjusted. Last week we talked about be fit. This week we want to focus on eat right. Now, why do we eat in the first place? Well, if you watch the Food Channel or the Food Network, you probably are thinking, well, because it tastes good, and that's certainly important. But from a biological standpoint, we eat food to supply necessary raw materials for metabolic function, to support physiology necessary to support and sustain life. That sounds a little boring when you're in the supermarket, but we need to bear in mind what are our genetic requirements. One of the reasons we have so much disease in America is because we don't put the proper raw materials in. The food industry has become very industrialized. We used to have wild game and plant material as our choices. You know, that's what our genes were formed with our Paleolithic ancestors. That's what we need to get back to as our innate diet and our innate requirements. But we're seeing an epidemic of obesity, an epidemic of diabetes, and this comes from poor nutrition and poor diet. So we need to think about what we're putting into our body. About 3/4 of your plate should be organic produce, and 1/4 of your plate should be proper fats and proteins, meats. Now we have macronutrients. Macro means large, and there's 3 major macronutrients: fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. Then we have micronutrients. These are the vitamins, the minerals, and plant-based chemicals called phytochemicals or phytonutrients, which we're finding more and more importance in. And that's why we're supposed to eat a plant-based diet. Now, from a wellness care model, we look at what are we toxic in that we need to purify, what are we deficient in that we need to add in sufficient quantities. And if we look at food and we can't read the label because it's all written in some sort of chemical language, probably shouldn't be eating it. Now there are, all the micronutrients have different chemical names, certainly, but we're seeing processed food that is made to trick our brain into wanting more and more and more, simply to buy more, to put more dollars in the pockets of the food manufacturers. So we should be eating wild game and fresh, raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. In fact, we're supposed to be eating 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. So let's talk about a few of the nutrients that we recommend. Omega-3 fatty acids. Now, you've heard of omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s. Omega-3s are necessary to support wellness and life in our bodies. We tend to be deficient in them. In nature, there should be about a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3 to omega-6. We tend to run about 25-to-1 the wrong way. 25 times as much omega-6s as omega-3s. And where do we get the omega-6s? In processed foods. Where do we get omega-3s? From fatty fish, from meats, from wild game. We used to break open long bones and suck out bone marrow. I don't know about you. We don't do that as a species very often anymore. So we're deficient in omega-3, so we have to supplement it from an outside source. We use Innate Choice. I've been using it for years, developed by one of the smartest chiropractors I've ever met, Dr. Chestnut. So we really like what he has to offer. Probiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria that live in our system. There should be more cells of other critters living in you and on you than there are cells of you. In fact, there should be 10 times more bacteria cells living in and on your body than you have cells in your body. 10 times the amount. We are so antibacterial friendly and so bacteriophobic, we think every bacteria is a bad bacteria and we try to kill things. That's why we're deficient. It's very important to support health in our digestive tract, not just from happy digestive health, but about 90% of your neurotransmitters are made in the gut. The gut is intimately related to the immune system. It's the first line of defense for most cases in the immune system. And you get that gut feeling or that gut response. It's like the second brain because it has so many neurologic nerve endings in the gut. So very, very important to have good gut health with probiotics. vitamin D3 is necessary. In fact, vitamin D3 isn't a vitamin, it's a prohormone called cholecalciferol. Uh, and so we need that to support functions in the body. We get it from sunlight. We need about 20 to 30 minutes of bathing suit style sunlight every day to get about 20,000 IUs to keep our supply up. We don't get that, especially in this part of the country, up in the Seattle area, so we need to supplement that. A lot of people will read their RDA and say, oh, I need about 400 IU per day. No, you don't. You need about 5,000 IU a day. Some people need 10,000. So you can get a blood test to see how low you are. If you are deficient, then we can certainly recommend that. We know that everybody needs it, and if you're living in Seattle area, then you need more than southern parts of the country. Lastly is Juice Plus. Last time we counted, there were 12,455 different nutrients found in nature. We need a little bit of everything. We don't need a pill that has a bunch of stuff in it. So Juice Plus is not a vitamin or a mineral, it's a whole food supplement. And that's why I've been using it with my patients for about 10 years now. Juice Plus comes in 3 different blends. We recommend all 3 together. A orchard blend, which is fruits, a garden blend, which is vegetables, and a vineyard blend, which is grapes and berries. And those 3 blends work synergistically together. So we recommend all of those. Everything that we recommend we have available to you through our office. So please come in and inquire if you have any questions. Additionally, we look forward to seeing you at our Creating Wellness celebration on April 28th. Please pre-register, a chance to win some great prizes. Pre-register at www.lakestevenscommunitywellness.com. We'll see you on the 28th, and stay healthy.